When it comes to what women notice first in older men, you'd be surprised at the finer details they pay attention to. Sure, you might think it's all about looking distinguished. Maybe having a bit of salt and pepper in your hair, a tailored suit, or even a luxury watch flashing under the cuff. But it's so much more than that. You see, women, especially the ones who've matured in emotional intelligence, notice the subtle cues that speak louder than any accessory ever could. Today, I'm going to reveal the 7 most important things women notice when they find an older man attractive. And trust me, if you focus on these, you'll have a real advantage. These aren't just superficial tricks. These are the psychological triggers that pull women in on a subconscious level. So let's dive deep, because this isn't just about being noticed. It's about being remembered. 1, posture. You ever walk into a room and feel like you own it without saying a damn thing? That's the power of posture. It's not just about standing up straight. It's about the energy, the aura you project without opening your mouth. Posture isn't physical, it's psychological. It's how your body tells the world, I've got this. It's that vibe of control, that unspoken command that makes people, especially women, instinctively take notice. Think about it. You're not some young buck anymore, where everything works in your favor by default. Now you've got life behind your eyes. You've lived, you've seen, you've learned, and how you carry yourself is the packaging for that depth. Keeping that spine straight, that's not just good health advice. It's a statement. A battle against gravity, sure, but also against time, against excuses, against defeat. If you want to catch a woman's eye, especially those who've seen fewer winters, you've got to stand out. Not just by being present, but by being grounded. Women aren't looking for boys. They're looking for men with presence. Posture tells them everything they need to know before you even speak. And let me be clear, I'm not talking about puffing your chest out like some overcompensating peacock. No, I mean walking into a room and owning your story, standing like a man who's been through the fire and came out stronger. Someone who's not bitter about life, but better because of it. Even science backs this up. Studies show that posture is deeply connected to perceptions of dominance, trustworthiness, and attractiveness. Good grooming, sure. Neat hair, yeah, that's nice. But posture, that's the core signal. That's the magic zone. Because it doesn't matter if you're conventionally handsome or not. If you can walk tall with squared shoulders and steady composure, it speaks one clear message. I am here. I am solid. I am the real deal. And women, they have a 6th sense for authenticity. They're not just looking at your face. They're reading your whole presence. How you walk, how you stand, how you exist in space. Your posture is the first paragraph in the story of you that she begins to read the moment you enter the room. So listen up. If you want to turn heads and not just blend into the background, it's time to step up. A little tweak in your stance, a conscious effort in how you present yourself, and bam, you're no longer just another man. You're him, the one they can't stop looking at. Let's get one thing clear. If a woman is truly attracted to a man, she'll want to be near him. She'll crave closeness, intimacy, touch. But there's something that can instantly destroy all of that. Something so subtle yet so powerful that it can either draw her in or push her away without a single word being exchanged. Your scent. Yes, your scent is one of the most overlooked but most potent forms of attraction. It's invisible but unforgettable. A man can have the confidence of a lion, the looks of a movie star, the charm of a poet, but if he smells bad, game over. A woman wants a man whose scent pulls her in like a memory she didn't know she missed. Someone she can breathe in, not recoil from. And this isn't just about spraying on some cologne. It's about what that scent represents. As an older man, your choice of fragrance or even your natural scent when well-groomed speaks volumes about your identity. A well-selected cologne whispers of sophistication, maturity, and self-awareness. It tells her, this man pays attention to the details, and that's seductive in ways youth could never replicate. Think of your scent as an emotional anchor, a signature, something that lingers in her mind long after you've left the room. A reminder, a feeling, something that even if she catches a whiff of it again weeks later on a stranger, will make her turn around. Because for a split second, she remembered you. Let's take it deeper. Scent is tied directly to the limbic system, the part of the brain responsible for emotion and memory. That's why just a trace of someone's cologne can spark a flood of feelings. And when that scent is yours and it's memorable in the right way, that's when you become unforgettable. But here's the catch. Don't just pick what's popular. Don't copy a celebrity's cologne just because it's trending. Choose a fragrance that matches your energy. Something that's grounded, masculine, and refined. Woody, smoky, spicy, or subtly sweet. Find what represents you. Test it. Wear it. Own it. And hygiene matters just as much. No fragrance can cover up poor grooming. Regular showers, clean clothes, and a fresh body are your base layer. The cologne is just the final signature, the punctuation mark that finishes the sentence. Because remember, a man who smells good doesn't just smell attractive. He feels attractive. He walks differently. He speaks with more confidence. And women notice that confidence, that inner glow, that self-assured aura. So the question is, what scent are you wearing today? Make it one she'll never forget. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul. But for a woman looking at an older man, your eyes are much more than that. They're a portal, a glimpse into your past, your mindset, your emotions, and perhaps most importantly, your authenticity. When a younger woman finds an older man attractive, one of the first things she pays attention to is your gaze. Why? Because your eyes say what your words often don't. An older man's gaze carries depth, intensity, and mystery. There's a quiet storm behind them, a calmness that only comes from years of living, of feeling, of enduring. It's not the restless stare of a boy trying to prove himself. It's the grounded, deliberate look of a man who already knows who he is. When you lock eyes with a woman, especially a younger one, and hold that gaze, you're silently saying, I see you. I understand you. I've been where you are. It's an invitation to connect without pretense, without pressure, just presence. And trust me, women notice this. They notice if your eyes dart around the room nervously. They pick up on it if your gaze is timid or if you can't hold contact. That communicates insecurity, disconnection, a lack of interest, or worse, a lack of confidence. But when your eyes are calm, centered, and engaged, that's when everything changes. You become magnetic. Here's the thing. Women don't just look into your eyes. They read your entire emotional state through them. Your eyes reveal if you're present in the moment or distracted. If you're truly listening or just waiting for your turn to speak, if you're confident in your masculinity or hiding behind a mask. A man with soulful, steady eyes speaks a language older than words. He says, I've seen pain. I've seen joy. I've loved. I've lost. And I've lived through it all. And a woman, especially one who craves depth over flash, will notice that in an instant. So what can you do? Simple. Be present. Don't force eye contact. Connect with it. Let your gaze reflect who you really are. Slow down. Look her in the eyes when she speaks. Hold the silence. Let your energy say the things your mouth doesn't have to. Because in that moment, your eyes might just tell her everything she's ever needed to know about you. And when she sees that grounded, passionate intensity in your gaze, she'll know. She's not talking to just another man. She's looking into the eyes of someone rare, someone real, someone unforgettable. Let's break a myth right now. A lot of older men panic when they see the first gray hair or notice their hairline beginning to recede. Society has conditioned them to think that youth equals desirability. But women, especially those who are drawn to older men, know better. Your hair, or even the lack of it, isn't a disadvantage. It's a statement. That salt and pepper look, it tells a story. It speaks of experience, wisdom, and a kind of masculine beauty that no 25-year-old can replicate. It says, I've lived. I've overcome. I've earned every silver thread. And that's damn attractive. Here's the truth most men don't realize. Many younger women love the look of graying hair. It's mature. It's grounded. It gives off an aura of trust, security, and emotional depth. Things women crave, but rarely find in younger men still figuring themselves out. And if you're bald or balding, that's not a curse. That's an opportunity. Look at icons like Bruce Willis or Dwayne Johnson. A clean-shaven head, when paired with confidence and style, can be incredibly sexy. It's all about owning it. When you walk into a room with a shaved head and a powerful presence, you don't look like you lost your hair. You look like you chose power over pretense. But there's a caveat. Neglect is not an option. If you let your hair go wild with no shape, if you don't groom your beard or trim those edges, it signals poor hygiene, laziness, and even emotional disinterest. That's a turnoff. Women notice the difference between a man who has gray hair and a man who takes care of his gray hair. So whether you've got a full head of silver, a receding crown, or a slick bald dome, own it and refine it. Get regular trims. Find a barber who understands your face shape. Maintain your beard. Even a touch of stubble can add dimension and edge to your look when done right. Hair isn't about youth. It's about how you carry what you've got. When a woman sees a well-groomed older man with salt and pepper strands or a bold shaved head, what she sees is certainty, stability, masculine confidence wrapped in effortless style. So instead of trying to cover it up or fight it, embrace the evolution, because that hair or the way you handle its absence could be the very thing that makes her lean in and wonder, who is this man and what's his story? Now let's talk about something that cuts deeper than looks, deeper than fashion, deeper than anything visual. Let's talk about your voice. The one tool that can either draw her in or push her away before you've even finished your first sentence. You see, women don't just listen to what you say. They're tuning in to how you say it. Your voice is more than sound. It's energy. It's vibration. It's the invisible force that either radiates masculine calm or sends off nervous, boyish vibes that kill attraction instantly. A younger woman, especially one drawn to older men, is subconsciously looking for a masculine aura when she's around you. Something grounded, something commanding, something that says, this man knows who he is. And nothing delivers that message faster than a voice that is deep, calm, and confident. Think about it. When you speak, does your voice trail off like you're unsure? Or does it land like a man who means what he says? A rich, grounded voice communicates experience, maturity, and emotional intelligence, and those are incredibly attractive traits to women. They can make the difference between sounding like someone she could fall for or someone she politely ignores. Here's the key. Women are feeling your words more than they're hearing them. A strong male voice can soothe, excite, reassure, and arouse, all in a matter of seconds. It creates a sense of safety and seduction. That's powerful. That's primal. But be careful. If your voice is shaky, high-pitched, or monotone, it often signals nervousness, low confidence, or a lack of passion, none of which are appealing. And worse, if you try to fake a voice that isn't naturally yours, she'll pick up on it immediately. Women are deeply intuitive. Pretending will only make her feel uncomfortable or turned off. Instead, own your natural voice, but learn to ground it. Slow down your speech. Speak with purpose, not panic. Add natural pauses. Let your tone drop slightly when you're making a point. Practice speaking from your chest, not your throat. Because a voice that resonates from within feels more authentic, more commanding, and more memorable. And remember, your voice is not just sound, it's sensation. A woman may forget what you said, but she'll never forget how your voice made her feel. It's the subtle music behind your masculinity. And if you play it right, she'll want to listen to it again and again. Dressing. Why? What you wear says more than what you say. Let's be brutally honest. Before you even open your mouth, before she knows your name or your story, she's already made a dozen judgments based on what you're wearing. Your style, your fit, your attention to grooming, all of it becomes the silent ambassador of your personality. And in a world overflowing with first impressions, women notice how you present yourself before they ever learn who you are. Your clothes don't need to be expensive. They need to be intentional. Let's unpack that. When a woman sees an older man who's dressed well, it sends a clear message. I still care. I've got standards. I respect myself. That alone sets you apart from the crowd. You instantly communicate that you're not just coasting through life. You're still showing up, still evolving, still invested in yourself. And guess what? That's magnetic. Think about it. You may not have the chiseled abs of a 25-year-old or the carefree glow of youth, but you've got something far more attractive, substance and presence. And the right wardrobe enhances that. It amplifies who you are rather than disguises it. You don't need a James Bond body. You don't even need an executive bank account. But a clean, crisp dress shirt, a classic watch, well-polished shoes, neatly tailored pants, and a smile. That's the combination that gets double takes in the real world. Let me give it to you straight. Women notice your effort. When you show up well-dressed, it tells her that you care about more than just yourself, that you'll likely care about her too. It also hints at organization, discipline, and a touch of class. All signals that make you stand out in the eyes of emotionally intelligent women. And here's the secret weapon, signature style. You don't need to copy trends or dress like the guys in magazines. Find what works for your age, your body type, and your energy. A rugged leather jacket, a subtle splash of color in your tie, a dark blazer with casual jeans. Find your aesthetic and own it. Accessories matter too. A classic or bold watch, not just for time, but for the story it tells. Clean shoes, because women absolutely notice them. Even your belt, your scent, and your posture all work in harmony with your outfit. It's all connected. Style is more than fabric. It's psychology. So don't dress to impress. Dress to express. To say without words, I am who I am, and I'm worth your attention. Let's end with the one detail that seems so small, yet holds massive emotional weight in how women respond to you. It's not your wallet, not your status, not even your body, it's your smile. That subtle curve that carries the power to transform perception, spark attraction, and create instant emotional connection. A genuine smile is one of the first emotional triggers women notice in a man, especially in an older man. Why? Because it reveals far more than just your mood. It reveals your emotional state, your openness, your sense of inner peace, and whether or not you are approachable. You ever wonder why a man with just average looks can walk into a room, flash a genuine smile, and suddenly every woman's curiosity turns toward him? It's because his smile says, I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm emotionally available, and I'm someone who brings light, not weight. And let's be honest, in today's emotionally heavy world, that kind of presence is rare. That kind of presence is irresistible. Women are incredibly intuitive. They can tell when a smile is forced, phony, or masking insecurity. But a real smile, one that lights up your face, softens your eyes, and carries warmth. That's charisma in its purest form. That's the kind of smile that makes her heart skip and her guard drop. It's also incredibly disarming. A warm, steady smile can break the ice, ease tension, and create instant rapport. It's nonverbal communication at its finest, saying, "I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to be real with you." And for women, that's magnetic. But smiling isn't just for her, it's for you. Studies show that when men smile more often, they appear more trustworthy, more resilient, and even more attractive. It activates mirror neurons in the person you're talking to, which means quite literally, your smile makes her want to smile back. You're triggering positive emotional states in her, and she instinctively associates you with that good feeling. Let me put it this way. Your smile is not just a feature, it's an emotional signature. So ask yourself, how often are you showing it? Make it a habit. Smile when you enter the room. Smile when you meet someone's gaze. Smile when you're listening. Not in a cheesy try-hard way, but in a grounded, relaxed, life's too short to be uptight kind of way. Because at the end of the day, your smile might be the very thing that makes a woman say, "There's something about him. I can't explain it, but I like him." And sometimes that's all it takes. So there you have it. The first 7 things women notice when they find an older man hot. And none of them have anything to do with six-pack abs, expensive cars, or flashy bravado. These are the subtle, soulful cues that speak volumes. Posture, scent, eyes, hair, voice, style, and that unforgettable smile. If you master these, you're not just attractive, you're unshakably magnetic. Want more insights like this? Subscribe to Dark Psychology, hit that notification bell, and let's keep exploring the deep truths about attraction, power, and human behavior. Until next time, stay confident, stay authentic, stay unforgettable. Music.